Thank you very much. One of the funniest guys in the world is a man called David Sedaris. This is his latest book. It's called Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk, a Wicked Bestiary. It's Aesop tales for the 21st century. So I've stolen a couple of ideas from there. I think he would recognize it as his, but what I've done is nowhere near as profound and as philosophical as his, because I've gone for the cheap laughs, as I always do. This is a story. It's called The Crow and the Ewe. A crow was standing on a fence post. He raised his wings so the wind could riffle through his feathers. He liked the way he looked. Okay, he was bigger than other animals, but hey, he'd lived. And he looked over the field full of sheep. He despised the sheep. They were dirty and stupid and silly. And all they were interested in was grass. Look at them, he said. Head down, food in, tails up, food out the other way. And when they're not doing that, they're flicking their tails to keep the flies away. Go figure! Flies, keep yourself clean. Sheep paid no attention to him. Right in front of him, a ewe gave birth. The youngster just slipped out like that. The mother bent down and licked it clean. The only time it's going to get a cleaning, a wash in its life, said the crow. Sheep paid no attention. Within a couple of minutes, the youngster was nuzzling at the mother. It's too easy, said the crow. Look at them. It's too easy. Even the youngster, 2 minutes born, head up, food in, tail up, food out. It's not right. It's much harder for birds. I mean, look at that sheep. It's beautiful. It's going to grow into that ugly thing over there. Whereas birds, it's the other way around. They're born ugly, but they're beautiful like me when they're adult. But it takes 2 birds to raise a clutch, and they're after you all the time. Food, food, food. They run you around. You run to a frazzle trying to feed a family. He'd raised a few broods. Was it 3 or 4? It might have been 5 or 6. After a while, he just gave up counting. They just took everything. And when you found something nice for yourself, there was another open beak. Feed me, feed me. In the end, he had to fly away. You've got to look after yourself. That's sheep for you. He flew down from the post and hopped up to the ewe. Good morning, madam, he said. May I introduce myself? The name's Corvid, Frankie Corvid. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Corvid. My name is Sheep, Barbara Sheep. Nice to meet you, Barbara. No, Barbara. Oh, nice to meet you, Barbara. Hello. Just admiring your kid. It's not a kid, it's a lamb. Oh, just admiring the lamb. Nice. What's it? What is it? It's a boy, can't you tell? Handsome. What's his name? Well, I was going to call him after his dad. Barry. I've been talking to the others and half the field's called Barry. So we're going to call him Gordon instead. Nice name, said the crow. Nice name. Nice name. And what are your plans for him? Plans? What do you mean plans? I mean, how do you see the future? Well, she said, look around. There's lots of grass here. When the grass runs out, he'll be walking across the bridge of rainbows and I won't see him again. Then there'll be another one next year. It's paradise. It seemed like paradise to me, said the crow. You need to be a bit more ambitious. Have you thought about it? No, I just think about grass. Well, you need to think about it. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, you could do what I do. What's that? Well, I meditate. And when I meditate, I go into a different plane of consciousness. And when I'm in that consciousness, I discover something different. I discover the inner you. The inner you? Well, that sounds like a good idea. I know about the outer you, but the inner you, is that like where the grass goes and where the shit comes from? No, you misunderstand. You will discover a different you. And then you can start to plan and do things and see the world differently. That sounds like a nice idea. How do I do that? Well, the first thing you have to do is to get into that meditative state. You have to have a mantra, which is like a poem, some words which you repeat, which help you achieve that state of consciousness. Words like grass. No, different words. I haven't got any different words. Well, then actually, madam, I can help you there, because I've got lots of mantras I use. I could let you borrow one or two, just for the time being, as you don't have any of your own. Let me see. Whack-a-mole. How about that one? Oven ready? I don't think so. What about? Oh, here's a good one for you. Build back better. That sounds interesting. What does it mean? I've no idea, said the crow. But I heard it on a Zoom meeting. Zoom? Can I have Zoom as my mantra? That's lovely. Well, actually, no. Oh, of course, madam. It's my very personal favorite mantra, but I'm quite happy for you to borrow it. So what do I do? Said the sheep. Well, you have to repeat it slowly, 50 or 60 times, perhaps 100 times. Close your eyes while you are doing it. And this is how you attain this higher state of consciousness. Wow, that sounds like a good idea. Well, I'm going to start straight away. Zoom. No. Say it slowly. Zoom. And you have to close your eyes at the same time. Right. I fancy a go at that, said the sheep. Oh, before I do that, there's some nice grass over there. Can I just go and have a nibble of that? Do you mind? Just a moment. And yeah, I'm ready to start now. Just a minute. That's much better. There we go. Right. Close my eyes and zoom. Right. So the ewe closed her eyes. Zoom. The crow waited a minute until he was absolutely certain that she was performing this task. Then he hopped over to her lamb and he picked out the lamb's left eye and swallowed it. Delicious, he said. Then he hopped over to the other side and picked out the lamb's other eye and he held this in his beak. He didn't swallow it. He flew back onto the gate post and savoured it. It was the sweetest, juiciest eyeball he had ever tasted, and nobody was going to take it away from him. It was his. And he chewed it and enjoyed the taste of the juices going down his throat, oblivious to the bleating of the lamb and the sound coming from the ewe. Zoom. The crow smiled to himself. The world was well. What a wonderful day he was having.
Oh.